Welcome to another tutorial on the Divi theme here from Divi Duck. Today, in a previous video, I mentioned and showed you how you can use shortcodes on your Divi website. And it dawned on me afterwards that there's actually a lot more code that you can use on a Divi website when you're adding custom code. So today I just want to run through a couple of the options that you have available to you in order to make use of any custom code within your site. So there's different kinds of custom code that we use. There can be probably the most used is going to be the CSS. Then you have JavaScript, and you can also use any other the shortcodes like what we used. But these are the majority that you're going to be using when using custom code on Divi. But the question comes in is, where do you use this? Where do you integrate it into your site? So I just want to run through a couple of the options that you have available to you, and we'll go from like the level of importance to the lowest, if you can call it that, like a hierarchy in it. So how the Divi theme would read it and make use of it would be from the first option I show you to the last option. That'll be their ranking that they use. All right, so let's just jump right into it. If we go to our theme that we were using, the very first place that I would show you is where you can use this is if you jump into a module and you have a look at the text over here at the bottom in the body of the text settings. Anything that I do, let's say that I take this here and I bold it, right? And then I take these over here and I say, let's make this blue. All right. Now what happens, what did we just do? We just made these changes here on the fly in the visual side of things. But if we jump into the text side of things, which is the coding side, and we have a look, here you can see now we've had this code that's been added in here, and this is the CSS code. These tags are coming in. So the strong is the one that is making the change to show this as bold, right? And if we go back, we can see it's added in the span style, and it brings in that color, and that is obviously showing us the blue over here. All right, so this would be the first place that you can add in any custom styles or any custom code that you want to add in. You can do it over here. All right. So the next place that you can also add this in is if we go into the advanced over here and we jump into the custom CSS and we go to the module elements over here. So this one gives you the spaces where you can write the custom code. For this is specifically tailored towards CSS. So you have the before, the main element, and the after. And in here you can write any kind of CSS that you want to target to the particular module that you're on. So let's just go with an easy one so that it can show quite easily. Background, let's call it blue. So you can see with us typing in the CSS there, it straight away it would automatically reflects on the visual side of things on here. All right, so we can take that out and you'll see it'll go away. Okay, so that is the next one that we have here. Now, the next one that we have is obviously the custom CSS. You can write the freeform CSS over here, and this one will target more generally the different selectors that you have. So you can write the H1, H2, H3, all these kinds of things, whereas the other side, you just write the actual CSS itself. Okay, so like I showed you when we added in the Divi shortcode, well, not the Divi shortcode, where we added the shortcode into the Divi site in the previous video, you can also make use of a code module. So if we just go here and we click on code, you can add in whatever code you want to add in right here. So if you want to add in a styles, any kind of CSS, you just add in styles and close it off, and you can then add in whatever code you want inside here. All right, likewise, if you want to add in JavaScript, you just put in the tags script, you close it off, it'll add in the closing tag for you, and you would add the relevant code inside of here. Alright, so that is the code module. Where is he? Okay, take him away. Alright, the next one that we have is in the page settings. So if you click on the button at the bottom here, and you go into the page settings over here, and we go to the advanced, you also have custom CSS over here that you can write everything in. Alright, this works the same as the previous ones I showed you, but the difference now is we're not targeting only the module, we're now targeting everything on this page. So why does this make a difference? Sometimes you have particular elements on your website that is very specific to only one page, and it's not really across the site. So this is a great place to come and put it in here, because then when Divi loads the pages, it'll only load the relevant CSS for that page to be displayed. And so it's a great place for you to put this in here, if that's the way you want to go. Alright, but I will show you, not yet my recommended way. Alright, so let's just close that off. The next one I want to show you is actually jumping back into the back end. And this is now starting to be where I would add in all of my CSS and code. So if we go to Divi, we go to theme options, and we scroll down to the bottom here, you'll see it says custom CSS. So here you would write in your custom CSS to add into Divi. You have to keep in mind is when you're writing it here, you are targeting the particular selectors. So you'll be targeting the H1s, the H2s, the H3s, you'll be targeting the P tags, and all the different kinds of CSS that you have. So where do we get all this information from? So let's just jump out of this one here. Okay, save and exit. Alright, so as soon as it loads, let's just jump in here and we go inspect. Okay, so as it loads on the side there, you can see here, in order to display this code as it is, we are calling the H1 tag inside the class of etpbtext inner. Alright, so we're going to look at all of this. There's etpbtext 0 H1. So there's etpbtext 0 inside this class as well. And you can see it's then using a Poppins, font weight of 600, font size of 50 pixels, so we can make this bigger. Let's make it 75 pixels. There you see it goes big. Alright, so this is the type of CSS that you would be targeting. If we copy that. And then we would have our curly bracelets, and we would type in our code. Alright, so what we saw there was font size, my spelling is terrible, font size, 75 pixels. Okay, and then you save changes for that. And we go back to the front end, we can close this here, and if we refresh that, there we go. Okay, so this is how we're targeted from here. Now, why do I say I prefer to target things from here? The reason for that is that you keep all your styles in one centralized location, so that when you want to come and you want to make any kind of changes or anything, you don't need to go and look at the different snippets all across your site and remember which ones you've added in things in and which ones you have not, which can become a very cumbersome and frustrating exercise as somebody who has gone through that. But rather to come and to keep everything here centralized, you can read through it. As you grow in more experience of using CSS, you'll be able to then categorize it and keep it in sections as well. So you'll know that whatever you want to target on your site, you can really hit it over here. So this is my recommended space for you to come and add your CSS. Then we have things like JavaScript. JavaScript, if we go back to the top here, we go to integration. You can see here they have another place for you to add your code. So generally you'll find like your JavaScript and things is the scripting is what they want you to add in here with your head of your blog. So what do they mean by head of your blog? Well, let's jump back in here and let's go to inspect, and we see at the top here they have a head. right? So this is the header of your website. And inside here, they'll have all the things that link to the different style sheets, and it's very important for all these things to run, for your website to run correctly. Now, what usually gets put inside of here, that is a very common practice, is things like Google Analytics. So Google Analytics, for them to run on your site so that they can read all the visitors that come, they need to have this applied on the script to run on every page that gets loaded for them to track the analytics. That you would then come and put here in the head of the blog. You paste that in over here. So that runs for you quite simply. Okay. The next one would be your child theme. So I don't have a child theme installed right here now, but that would be the best one for you to really do everything if you can, if you have one installed. Not everybody makes use of child themes, but if you do, then it's worthwhile making use of it. And then another one would be your theme customizer. So if you go to Appearance and you go to Customize, then additional CSS, you can also add in that. And you can see it's brought across the CSS that I wrote in the theme options. So you can now add in over here as well any kind of additional CSS that you want to write. The benefits of writing it over here is that as you write it, you'll see it be updated automatically on the right hand side. But I wouldn't say, I would recommend against making this your place to add in all your CSS, but rather just to test out things and then copy and paste that back into your theme options so that everything is there quite clear for you to read. All right, and then the last place that you can add in custom code would be on your Divi theme itself. I'm not sure if this one actually allows, oh it does, okay, theme file editor. So if we jump in here, see it even tells us don't make any changes over here because anything was not going to work. So if you decide to go with direct edits anyway, use a file manager. Okay, so I understand everything. Now here we have our files that helps to make Divi run as we like it. Two main files that we have is called your style CSS and your functions.php. So these are the two files that we as designers would make use of in order to make any changes to the website. The rest of these, well, most of the time would never touch. All right. Now, if you are using a child theme, this is a similar kind of thing that you would be seeing. It's just that over here, you'd be able to select your child theme. All right. But you can make your changes inside of here, and any JavaScript changes you'd make inside your functions.php. So just let that load. You'll see here is all the PHP code that they would use in order to run all the different functions for Divi to work. Now, why do I caution against adding anything in here in the actual Divi itself files? Is because as soon as Divi does any update, you're going to lose all the code that you've added into these files, because these files will get replaced when Divi updates the website or updates their theme on your site. So all the hard work is gone. And that is why we use the child themes in order to add in the extra code like that. And if you don't have the child theme, then it's as I suggested, just make use of the Divi theme options, and at the bottom you can add in the custom CSS over here, and you can add in your JavaScript over here. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and it gives you just a clearer idea as to where you have options to add in your extra custom code on your Divi theme. If there's anything else that any questions or any other topics you would like me to cover with a Divi theme, just let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.